Hi again. In this last video, I will return to my project manager role. So, as you remember, the last thing we did is we have we had these two folders we want to translate, the first one and the second one, with 3 files each one, and we created a path file that contained all the information for the translator. This path file was installed automatically in the translator. Then the translator um, translated the folders and uh, sent the folders automatically to the FTP server, and also the theta install path send us an email. So if I open the email and I have this email, it means that the translator has finished his work, and there is a path file. If I open, sorry, there are the folders finished in the Exchange area. If I open the email, notice that basically what it says is that the path has been finished and the translator folders will be in the FTP server. You don't have to download these folders manually. Theta will take care of this task. What we need is the manifest file. As you can see in the email, there is attached the manifest file. This file is exactly the same, the one the one that was sent to the translator, so I can use any of them. So I will drop here the manifest file. So I close the email, and now what I have to do is to open again the theta dialog, or in this interface there is a push button. It's called load manifest. So if I open, the only thing I have to do is to drop the manifest file. Here there are two checkboxes. The first one, it says that I want to update my folders in my OpenTeam 2 environment, and the second option is I want to send to the translator the purchase order. So what will happen is that the program will download the folders in the same place I created the path file. So you will see that a lot of things happens in this folder, in this directory. So I click on load and run. So now it's downloading the folder, now the second folder, and also now it's doing several things. When it finishes successfully, it will say it will fill the information about the final calculating. You see here the folder has a final calculating of 2225. The word count is 103 words because it's the difference between the final and the initial calculating. Here is the rate, and this is the total amount to be paid to the translator if the rate is correct, which I suspect is not the case. But this we can close this dialog now, and I will go now to the directory all the files have been created. The first thing I have is a backup directory, and here are the folders I had before starting any process, just in case something goes wrong. And the theta path has done several things. One thing is a purchase order. If I open, is an HTML file. It has the information of the folder, of the counting words, and as you can see, it's the same thing as I have shown you previously. This is the final calculating, this is the initial calculating. In this column there is the difference, this is the rate, and this is the amount to be paid. Also the HTML or the purchase order will it has done several tax calculation. In this case is the VAT and the IRS taxes. So this information is the one that the translator will need in order to invoice us. So in order to verify if the invoice is correct or not, we only have to check that the information in the invoice is the same as the one we have sent it to him or her. As you can see, well, this is the folders that the translator did was this one and this one, the P0, but also here are the folders unzipped, so it's the same folder. The theta pad also has created the final calculating report. If I open again, for instance, if I open the final calculating of the first folder, you can see it's 2225 is the amount is here, 2225. So we understand this is correct. So notice that I have all the information I need to invoice the upstream vendor. So if I, because with the pad file itself, notice that we have the initial calculating and the final the initial calculating and the final calculating. There is the purchase order. The purchase order also is telling us, is giving us a summary of the words of the shipment. So the last thing I will do is to open the OpenTM2, and if I go now to the folders, now they are fully translated, because these are the folders that that we received from the translator. So if there is any additional task we have to follow, we already have the folders in place, or we have the folders in place just to export the files or do whatever final process is required. So this will finish the project manager task. The last tasks. The last thing I want to show you is that the translator, if I go now, I will assume a translator role. So if I become now a translator, oops, this is my translator machine, and if I go to the email, you can see that I have received the purchase order. So if I open, there is the information I told you that we saw previously, and the only thing that translator has to do is to create the invoice and send the invoice with this note. So we only have to verify that what he's sending us in the legal invoice is the same amount and rates and imports that the one we send it to him or her. So I think that's all.